Football, Friday at 7, live on NFL Network.
Welcome back to Good Morning Football all season long as part of Huddle for 100. NFL players, teams, and fans have come together to volunteer and help make an impact in their local communities. And on Thanksgiving Day, the NFL announced some amazing news that together we've done it. We've reached the goal of 100 million minutes of donated time, 2 months early, by the way. Joining us today is Carrie Patterson. She's the Chief Operations Director at We Charity. Carrie, welcome and thanks for being here.
Hey!
Thank you. Thank you.
Carrie, so such a huge part of the NFL reaching their goal is contribution from kids.
Yes.
And in your role, you're responsible for the We Schools programs, which it kind of encourages kids to give. Tell us why that's so special.
Well, first of all, We was started by kids, so created by kids for kids. So that makes us truly unique in who we are. And now we're in over 20,000 schools, impacting 4.1 million youth. And it's all around service learning programs. So all just helping educators and students do good in this world. And what's incredible is we create service learning programs and resources for teachers and schools just to make it very accessible to do good. And so last year alone, we gave back to $200 million in social impact to the U.S. alone through youth. And this is all student social impact. And what that means, it's the amount of money they're raising, the volunteer hours that they're doing, as well as the food that they're collecting for local food banks. And part of that $200 million, which is all about the anniversary of the 100 million minutes of volunteering, is our students last year donated 68 million volunteer hours as part of our programming.
That's awesome.
And it's all about what the youth care about. So it can be anything from bullying to homelessness to mental health to women's rights to cyberbullying.
Right.
So, but it's all student voice and student agency, and they choose.
68 million minutes?
That's awesome.
Wow. And there's more to come. I mean, there's so much going on. We Charity have joined forces now with the NFL.
Yes.
And you guys have formed Huddle for Good. Tell us about Huddle for Good and how this came to life.
Yeah, so first off, we're so grateful to be partnering with Huddle, with the NFL for Huddle for Good, because it's allowing us to design programs that is actually bringing together students with their educators, with their entire schools, their community, and their families. And what we've done is we've built a program where they can create these events called Huddle for Good to really activate on a passion that they care about, which is truly incredible, because just last month in California, we had over 100 students do a Huddle for Good, and at that huddle, they donated over 200 care packages to the homelessness and contribute 10,000 volunteer minutes just on that day. And we're doing a series of these Huddle for Goods with the NFL. Our next one is actually this week in Miami, and then we'll be doing one in Seattle, and we'll continue. But the whole idea with Huddle for Good is just putting together an entire community to do good and make a change.
You know, the NFL has such a focus on every fan, and one of the key targets is youth.
Yes.
And this charity, it seems like it's youth-based, and it's almost inspired from the bottom up, as opposed to from the top bottom. So why was young people, why is that the focus of this charity as opposed to others, maybe?
Yeah, well, that's what we were built on over 20 years ago now. Our founder was 12 years old when he started, Craig Kilberger, the charity. And so since then, everything has been youth and about youth development. And so when you look at service learning and the outcomes of service learning, it's more than just a day. It's the learning that happens before, during that day, and after. There's true transformative outcomes, which include increased academic engagement, instilling civic engagement, increased workplace and college readiness. And the last one, which is truly important, especially in today's world, is the increase in well-being. Because when you do service and you're helping others and you're volunteering, you're contributing to your own well-being. So together with Huddle for 100, we're truly looking at youth first and really focusing on youth development. And through putting youth first, we're actually impacting our communities, and both locally and globally.
Thank you for all the work that you do. I mean, I've done a couple of huddles. You could watch 3 Irishmen in the time that Irishmen once for the time you could do 3 huddles.
You're right, Ken.
So it goes like that. It's 100 minutes, and I cannot believe 2 months early that we've already hit the goal. Clearly, we need to up the ante a little bit.
No, I know we do, and so
will.
part of that is we've already contributed 38 million of those minutes through these Huddle for Good. So I'm just really excited because we're carrying on the entire academic year to see what the total number is at the end of the academic year.
We appreciate that, and thank you for all your contributions with the We partnership contributing to the milestone of 100 million minutes. But there's still an opportunity to make a difference here. Let's go to 200 million minutes. The holiday season, it's a great time to do it. Giving is just the thing to do. A little gratitude going a long way. Go to NFL.com/huddle for 100 to create your own huddle. You can help the elderly, homeless, youth as you do. So please, please do that. It's a perfect thing to do around this time of year.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for everything.
Thank you to Carrie Patterson. Let's send it over to Will Selva out in the newsroom in Culver.
All right, thank you, Kate. Appreciate that. And what a wonderful initiative there with that NFL 100. So after falling to the Seahawks on Monday night, the